celestial music. What is the connection between music and astronomy? Between harmony and the heavens? Is it a beautiful metaphor for music itself, or is the night sky truly a song?
The harmony of the spheres, it's the balance between the energies, but with the perfect harmony.
Music is an element. The elemental system lies within an order.
The idea that music is more than simply what we hear here on Earth.
We often talk about music being a universal language, but it is. It absolutely crosses borders and planets.
This symphony is everlasting everywhere we look in the universe. This ancient, primordial music of the spheres.
To listen to the universe, it's an idea that goes back at least as far as the ancient Greeks and begins with the philosopher Pythagoras of Samos. The story is told of how Pythagoras passed a blacksmith's and noticed that different notes could be heard when the hammer struck the anvil, according to the hammer's different weight. His great insight was that numbers governed musical tone and ratios. Similarly, a musical note's pitch was related to the length of a string on a Greek lyre. Pythagoras argued that these notes and their ratios matched the movements of the stars. Music was the most powerful of the arts because it connects us to the wider cosmos, unlocking its deepest secrets. Michael Levy is a composer and performer of Lyres of Antiquity, writing what he calls new ancestral music.
Pythagoras saw the mathematical relationship between the movement of the celestial spheres, the movement of the stars, with the proportions of musical intervals, the geometrically pure fifth, and also the fourth. The music of the spheres, it wasn't an audible concept, but a mathematical one.
What are the harmonies that you're hearing there as you're playing when you think of this more mathematical conception?
For me, it's the purity of these wonderful fifths. It's almost like a doorway that opens, a doorway of sound, and the melody is supported by the sound, and that's all you need. You just a beautiful, pure sound. In fact, the beauty is the simplicity of the thing. It's all based on these pure intervals of fourths and fifths. These mathematical proportions of pure musical intervals were universal truths.
That was very much the philosophy of the time, that everything was interconnected. The whole business of pitch and these ratios which create this pure harmony were somehow linked with what people observed the planets doing, the way that they moved.
I like the analogy of the mysterious motion of the universe, and also the microcosmos, the very small things, like the small lyre that I'm playing, how it reflects the universe at large. Because the small ratios I'm playing relate to the massive astronomical ratios between the galaxies, and music ties everything back. It ties our higher self with our emotions, and it can elevate us to the gods.
Are the harmonies of the spheres the only map that we really have to reimagine that Greek musical world? Because we don't really have very much musical notation left now, do we? Is this how we can reach back in time to that moment?
The difference between, say, an academic musicologist who studies all the dusty relics of all these fragments of ancient Greek music, and myself, who is not a musicologist but a creative performer, composer, is that I just work with the little bit I know, but take it forward into my own interpretation. And that's what you should do with music. It shouldn't be something to be studied like a dry relic in a museum, but it's a living thing, and music is a living tradition.
And you feel that this loss of a harmony and the connection to the music of the spheres is a modern loss?
It's a tragedy.